The concept of reunification has been a very significant one for me for my whole life. I, like many of my constituents, had family members that were undocumented and family members who lived on the other side of the border. Fortunately, during that time period, we weren't under the type of scrutiny that exists today, and so I have a sensitivity for it through my whole life. People don't casually leave their families. They don't casually leave their communities or their culture. It's a very serious endeavor that you take. They leave because they love their families. They want them to be safe and secure. We heard some really impressive and tragic stories. I talked to a woman whose husband had been murdered. She was there with her 3 daughters, and someone had put a gun to the head of her precious daughter. And so she is fleeing that environment. It's amazing that as significant as the population is here, of immigrants, of people who are undocumented, who are waiting, there are more people back home that they're taking care of. And so those people are very industrious. They take care of themselves here. They become productive members of our community. And at the same time, they're also taking care of their families. We're here at a very emotional, very historic event. Well, our country seems to be in disarray, taking children from families, blocking families who are coming north in search of freedom and democracy. We are here today uniting families.
My dad is finally going to be able to see his parents after several years. We're just waiting for them to arrive here. And this will be my first time meeting my grandparents. So it'll make me feel even more emotional seeing how my dad's going to react and me obviously seeing my grandparents for the first time.
This is my first time meeting my grandfather, so it's just a great feeling. And I honestly didn't think it was going to happen, but we just kept trying, and eventually, he's here.
With this event, it can show a lot of people that not everyone that comes over here comes illegally. There's people that actually come and do it the right way, the legal way.
For me and for my team, we understand the importance of family values. We know that the love of a family cannot be stopped by a politician, by a law, by a wall. That the love of a family transcends all.
I'm just excited, my whole family gets to meet my grandma finally, my brother finally gets to see her, I guess.
We are here today to manifest our faith, to demonstrate that we care more about people than about politics. I think that governments can be cooperative, interface on common issues, on a common agenda to make a better community. The politics make it difficult. The lack of leadership in the White House makes it difficult. But I don't think it's hard at all. With respect to U.S.-Mexico relations, there are daily activities that take place. University to university, medical professionals and medical professionals, teachers and teachers. Clearly, Mexico being our largest trading partner, a lot of business takes place every single day. These events are extraordinary. A lot of people are contacting us. We're hearing their stories. Many had accepted that they wouldn't see their families, and now they see a possibility.
At a recent reunification event, 40 more families anxiously awaited the arrival of their relatives from Mexico.
We're gonna reunify with my grandma, and it's been 10 years since my mom hasn't seen her. She says that she feels really happy, really excited.
We're happy to be here. We're honored to be here. It's another demonstration of our commitment to immigrants in this city who work hard, who play a critical role in our economy, that the city is here to support them.
Today, we are a great team that we're working together in order to do this event.
Councilmember Cedillo's office partnered with Club Pueblos Unidos to bring participants from areas such as Oaxaca, Veracruz, Nayarit, and Mexico City. The family members arrived by bus, having met all the criteria in order to take part. They are at least 60 years old, haven't seen their U.S. relatives in 10 years or more, and were granted the DS-160 tourist visa.
How long has it been since you've seen your mother?
I don't see it for 25 years, almost 26 years. I know it's a long time.
How do you feel seeing her?
I feel nervous and emotional, but because it's too many years. I don't see it for too many years, so it's really hard when you don't see your mother or your father for a long time.
It's really nice that he actually found like this kind of program that could actually bring family members from Mexico to actually come visit their family that are from here and living here.
Everybody knows that, I lost my wife to cancer many years ago, so the holidays are always difficult. I lost my parents most recently and my uncles, and so I come from a family that looks like this family's, and like these families, and so it's very emotional for me because I miss them and I don't see them, and so I'm embraced by their love here, but I feel this really deeply in my heart.
No sé en el momento que yo lo vea otra vez.
She says she feels a lot of emotion for when he sees them. She's just going through a lot of emotions right now.
Rubicelli's 3 children will be meeting their grandfathers on both sides of the family.
I'm happy that I'm going to see them for the first time.
Jessica Palacios' family has tried 5 times in the last 8 years to reunite her brother-in-law with his father.
My brother-in-law hasn't seen him in 13 years, so we're more here in support for him, and we're just excited to, have that encounter with them.
When the families come, it brings stability, it brings certainty. In many instances, people haven't seen their children's children or their grandchildren and the spouses of their children. The city is here to support them, and that we will continue to support them. People who come here to work hard, play by the rules, to be good citizens here, know that this city cares about them and cares about their families.
When I was a child, I went through the public school system. I had a community of care around me and my relatives, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, and I come from a family of 4, but I had lots of cousins, and so I always remember those days. And I want every child to have that same safety net of other children around and other adults who care. The new Village Girls Academy over at St. Anne's in my district is an essential agency that provides services to young women who need and deserve them.
New Village is a special place. We have a very small school that's here to cater to the needs of girls that are either A, looking for a smaller setting, or also have more needs related to social emotional well-being. And we also have a population of our girls that are pregnant and parenting.
It's a universe of young women who have already gone through the traditional system. And through their life experiences, then it's probably a good idea to reach them a little differently.
It's been a really tough year. Recently, I was moved away from my mom. First, it was really hard. I was always with her. Even when we were going through stuff when we were younger, I was always with her. I am now in the system currently. I live in Hollywood in a group home.
I was involved with gang people. I would not join in the gang, but I would be with them. I got in trouble because the girl said that I was gonna bring drugs and alcohol to school. They told me not to do anything about it, but my reactions are different. I'll confront the person. So I confronted her and it went kind of bad. After that, I knew that I had to get out of there.
When you see on TV, you see like the whole high school experience and everything. You're like, oh, you know what, like that's what I want to do. I want to be able to go to like the really big dances and stuff. I want the football games. Once I got into all that, I started like lacking when it came to my grades and such. That's why I'm kind of glad that I ended up moving here, especially because like when it's a smaller environment, like you get more one-on-one time with your teachers, and then the teachers, like, they actually seem to actually care about you. So yeah, pretty much.
Each of those girls is now thriving in a supportive environment that addresses their personal and educational needs.
We are an all-girls school. We are an independent charter that's authorized through LAUSD. This school is unique because it really targets student interests and student passions. So what we want to do is have students walk in through our door and say, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to do. And that way our teachers, our advisors can sit with them and say, okay, let's take those passions, those interests, and let's guide them into something that's academic. Are you interested in working with animals? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a cosmetologist? What is it that you want to do?
The school's peer-to-peer approach educates students in a creative environment.
Yes, and I need some water.
Yes, and it is so hot.
Yes, and I'll die.
This is no ordinary acting scene. This is about 11th grader Jessica finding her own language and self-expression. The presentation helps her show off what she's learned during an entire semester at the New Village Girls Academy. And there's a lot more than acting going on.
Well, this has made a really big impact on my life, and really expressing to people how mental health and other alternatives for mental health can help you.
The library was public business.
Jessica's final presentation is 2.5 hours long, covering a variety of topics. After 4 stays in a mental hospital, Jessica has a lot of material to draw from.
They do put us in a little box or category to keep us quiet because we're crazy, and it's time for us to step out that box.
But Jessica, like many other young women, has found a home at New Village. Since 2006, the Academy has been helping girls like Jessica, who has gone from straight F's to straight A's.
I just didn't really believe in myself. At the time, I felt like a big failure because I was failing all of my classes and not really getting anywhere.
When I first met Jessica, I met a student that was very angry. It's taken some time to break down some of those barriers. I see a child now that I think is ready to break through some of the challenges of adolescence.
She's growing up.
Jessica's mother gets emotional when asked how she sees her daughter now.
These aren't sad tears. These are joyous tears. I've waited 2 years to see my baby like this.
The school's 100 students spend half their day doing research and talking to advisors regarding topics they are passionate about.
I get to really take interest in what my students are interested in. So it's not about me creating a curriculum based on a textbook. The students are telling me what to do. So they're telling me what they want to learn, and then I can go and explore what they want, and we can learn together.
They're super talented in STEM. They have no idea until we put them in here and we have them using drills and we have them using sanders and bandsaws.
They also participate in daily meditation sessions and instruction on growing their own organic food. Jessica discovered a passion for acting.
Acting was a way for me to cope, and I want other people to be able to express themselves in the way they want to and not how other people tell them to.
When I was younger and I was a professional dancer and entertainer, did a lot of musicals and reviews and things, theater was my therapy. There's no doubt about it, especially in retrospect. When I go back 30 years ago when I was doing this, I had such a burning desire to be on stage and to really improve my skills as a professional dancer, as a professional entertainer. That was my therapy. And the arts can bring that out in someone. The arts can reach a place within us that academics cannot. And when you can delve into that, then you do better academically as well. It's not rocket science.
And the way our staff treats our girls, it all comes from a place of love. And all of that leads to the possibility the girls have to do something amazing in their life. And each one of them has that.
I think I found myself, and I'm trying to be comfortable with that.
I read books by the dozens. When I wasn't in a show, I read. So I've continued my quest for knowledge and wisdom my whole life. And I think that the Village School for Girls teaches that principle in these young women and sets them on a course for learning and wisdom. When you can share experiences from a performing perspective, then more people are going to be aware of them because it's much more interesting. So you share the experiences and they imprint more deeply on you than if you were just doing something by rote. So I think the whole performance piece in relation to learning is the best possible way to approach this.
The classes are actually really good because they're taught by teachers that actually work at the Science Center. Like me, I take astrophysics. I don't think I would ever take that if I was at a normal school.
It's a way to succeed. They make sure that you even get to the college you want to get to.
I'm getting all A's. I made it into the National Honor Society, and I'm doing great on myself.
It's important for us to not look at our kids like they're a risk of some sort. We have to look at the possibility.
If someone mentions competitive sports, you might think of basketball, football, soccer, or hockey. Probably the last thing you think about is art. Well, think again, because competitive art has arrived with Art Battle. Initially founded in New York City in 2001, the Art Battle competition pits artist against artist in a live venue complete with an audience, a bar, a DJ, and a spectacular immersive audiovisual experience. Really, you could call this event Art Concert.
We're here at the Art Battle Los Angeles City Finals. It's the culmination of the series here, of the Art Battle events, live competitive painting, the best of the best. In 3 rounds, we're going to determine who is this year's LA Art Battle City Champion. It's a great time, and people are out here experiencing art. It's so unusual to have a visceral experience with art. I mean, of course, the best of the best really makes you feel something, but here, you're inside the creative process of not just one artist at a time, but 8 artists at a time, and it's a fantastic experience, and it bridges boundaries, and it exposes people in a way where they have not been before, unless they've been to Art Battle, of course.
I'm here to check out all the local talent and national talent as well. It's great that there's an event like this so everybody can come out and see a little more culture.
While the original Art Battle has expanded into cities all over the world, the Los Angeles Art Battle has been the hot ticket lately for both local and global artists.
I won as champion in November of 2017, so a big group of us who are winners from the last year are about to compete against each other. This gives a lot of painters and artists exposure to each other, but also to the community, and it also brings the community in and they can see art created, which is something that most people don't get to see. I just love collaborating with other artists and challenging myself, and I'm not one for the spotlight, so this gives me a bit of a rush and a change from being at home in the studio.
I was a former champion, so I wanted to see all of the current contenders, you know, just duke it out on the stage, and kind of, it's a bit of nostalgia for me too. Artists are kind of a reclusive bunch, so we really spend all of our time in our studios, not really interacting with people. So it's nice to kind of be together in one space like this. It's a really lovely space too. So. It's also just letting the audience kind of have an insight into what we do, because so often you see art on a wall and you're like, whoa, that's cool. I have no idea how that was made, but it's cool, you know? So at this sort of event, you get to see the artist go from start to finish, and it's a really cool process. It's not like completely indicative of the actual process, because you only get 20 minutes or 30 minutes if you're in the final round, and that's not a lot of time. So it's more like you get to see a snippet of what we do, and you get to watch us sweat and sort of figure out how we're going to paint it, how we're going to go really from start to finish in just 20 minutes. So yeah, it's cool.
LA's the perfect city for it. It's a vibrant, diverse crowd. They care about art. They care about art in a performative way. They're very supportive. It's a fantastic crowd, and we're thrilled to bring the national championships here. I love it because of what it does for the artists. To see an artist win or to see an artist lose, it's so emotionally meaningful in a way that in many of our experiences in life that they aren't. It's so punctuated, it's so direct, you know.
Art is like infused in our DNA. It's just like part of our daily lives. We try to make things, you know, appealing to people, and no matter what we're doing, we're trying to make something functional but beautiful at the same time.
I think artists are typically painting by themselves indoors and don't really have get the admiration that they deserve. So getting to do the live painting in a setting and competitively the way that this is done, I think is really amazing, and it gives artists such a boost of creative energy, and they get to feel the crowd and feel people behind them just really supporting, and I think it's a really wonderful thing, and everyone seems to really like it, so it's cool. We felt like this venue is one of the best suited venues we have in Art Battle, as well as the huge creative community we have here in Los Angeles. I mean, there's nothing like it anywhere else.
Art Battle creations are exhibited in an adjoining gallery where fans can admire the work or take a piece home via silent auction. Bringing the creative process out into the open inspires both artists and audience members to step into an arena together, an arena that previously had two distinct sides. Here, though, the walls come down and creativity blossoms.
I'd be more fun and drinking and drunk and painting. It's very fun. Yeah, this is my style.
So this is kind of right up my alley with painting fast and competing against other really talented artists. So
it's important to get out and just do art. I feel like a lot of people spend a lot of time talking about art, and not enough people spend time doing it.
I want to thank all the artists that come out here and give it their all to do this art battle. It's really amazing, and I really respect and appreciate all the thought and the effort and the passion that goes into the work that you do, and also sincerely appreciate everybody that comes out here to support artists, whether it's their friends, their family, or just fans. I think it's something really special.
I think this event is an incredibly fun thing, and if you've never been, you should definitely come.
Is an absolutely fantastic city for Art Battle. The crowd is vibrant, they love it, they're engaged, they love performance, and they know when they see a good performer, and they don't hesitate to vote for the right guy or girl.